Every year, the minimum amount of ice in the Arctic goes down by 13.4%. This is why we need to make a stand and stand together against climate change. Climate change affects everyone and everything on Earth. It affects our nature, it affects us. We need to make a stand against this. Climate change is majorly impacted by air pollution, which creates greenhouse gases, which is made up mostly of carbon dioxide, which is what comes out of cars' exhaust pipes, batteries, and fuel engines in general. Greenhouse gases creates a dome that keeps the heat from the sun and the Earth's atmosphere, therefore heating up our planet over time. This heat increase will affect our food and our farms. Because change and evolution takes such a long time to adapt to modern dilemmas, climate change, our farms will essentially die, making all our vegetables and fruits not capable of growing. Although some crops are still able to grow in these conditions, soil, nutrients, and water needs will need to be met accordingly. Farms are one of the Earth's major economic factors in certain countries, so if farms die out, the economy will take a massive hit. Animal farms will also be affected. As climate change increases, more heat waves are predicted to take effect. Heat waves can cause major stress on animals, directly and indirectly. Animals have become more vulnerable to diseases, reduced fertility and milk production. As livestock dies out, so does our meat, and the economy once again takes a hit. I want to keep my delicious food. Do you? Ice around the world, be it in the Arctic or Antarctica, melts a substantial amount every year. Antarctic ice melts 159 gigatons worth of ice every year at least since 2012. That weight is equal to 430,000 Empire State Buildings. The two biggest causes of this ice loss is the Earth's oceans heating up and carbon dioxide in the air. There is a cycle this goes through. The gases in the atmosphere cause the ice to heat up and melt, so more water goes into the ocean. The darker an embodiment is, the easier it is for it to be absorbed. As the ocean obtains more water, the deeper it seems, so the darker it appears. This heat is absorbed. The Arctic or Antarctica is surrounded by it, which in turn causes the ice to melt. Now why is ice melting a bad thing? Because the ocean fills up with water. Eventually, land will be covered in water. Cities will no longer exist. They will become the no versions of Atlantis. There are major cities that rely on the oceans, and many cities that lay next to the sea. If the Arctic or Antarctica melt, it would put many animals either extinct or extremely endangered. The Earth could potentially become a barren land filled with water, with the human race going extinct because of the lack of resources that would be attainable. Do you like cyclones? Heat waves? No, I don't think anyone does. It is predicted that storms and heat waves are going to become very extreme. This is mostly due to human-affected climate change. More extreme weather events can cause more deaths and affect our society. As the climate has changed, extreme weather events have become more frequent, such as intense heat waves, heavy precipitation, and droughts. The reason climate change affects weather is because of the new environment it needs to adapt to. All the heat in the air has changed the atmosphere behaves, and the heat the new environment is getting is mostly from us humans and our effect on greenhouse gases. A small increase in temperature can cause weather to become extreme. This is why we need to stop our carbon dioxide use. It affects us in too many ways, with the negatives outweighing the positives by a heap. Climate change affects us, and whether we disagree or agree with the facts, it happens. Many of us don't realize how badly we damage our Earth. Every time we drive our car, or every time we jump on a plane and fly somewhere, we're affecting everyone. Pollution in our air kills many people, and it is only getting worse. Climate change affects us. We must make a stand against it. Thank you.
Created using Powtoon.